Heavy bags.
Something different today, man. I usually do some rapper shit.
Word.
We got the man who really make the rappers hot.
Yeah, I've heard that.
No, seriously.
I've heard that
The
from them too.
engineer is the most important part of hip hop.
And yo, let me dap you for that because I actually I was gonna campaign for that on the show right now. That's actually what I've been doing. Yeah, there we go.
A round of applause.
That's what I've been doing on all the shows that I've been on this go round. Cause I'm launching my site drsoundmix.com, and I got a bunch of videos coming out. Hopefully that shit about YouTube isn't really happening.
Word.
Right?
You know what? I can't see it happening. Because
see that
they make too much money off these guys. They don't know what the hell they doing.
Nah, I don't think that's true.
But, you know, my thing is like, I think that once you get a certain level, you partnership with YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how you make money off the ads.
Yeah, they send you the email and say, monetize your video.
Yes. They make too much money. And the one, I think that they might get rid of the ones who aren't partnering up.
Maybe.
But why would they get rid of them? When they partnering up? You feel me? I don't think it's going to happen.
Pondering this question.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I can't see it happen. They make too much money.
But yeah, that's my new campaign. Is like, you know, is about your engineers and producers, because a lot of people have misconceptions about what these roles are. Right. You know.
Now, my thing is this: an engineer. Nobody wants to pay an engineer. Do you go through this?
See, this is fun. Hold up, this is funny because it's like you were get out of my head, heavy bags. Hold on, right? Because I have this, and we're free to speak however you want. Okay, I call it the hoe ass engineer and hoe ass producer syndrome.
Word.
That's been going on, and basically, I blame the Mbox and DigiDesign for creating shit that anybody with $300-400 could record, because then it just became like the art form was lost, like basket weaving or something. You know what I'm saying? Like lost art form. Like not a lot of people know how to do this shit the right way, and like everyone has access to it. So what it did was it devalued everything.
Word.
Like I originally started doing 2-inch reels and the big boards and all that stuff. So it's like at that time people were paying $300 an hour for studio time. The engineer was getting $10,000 for a mix. Some of these guys were making $1 million an album. Like if they got hired to do a whole album, like the top dudes, like a Bob Power or Bruce Sweden or something like that. Like these dudes get $1 million for an album. So engineers are well paid, and people also need to realize what the difference is. Like if you do music with people, you need to give credit where credit is due. Like if you have an engineer, quote unquote, that sits there, right, and he just pushes buttons and he doesn't really give any type of instruction or anything like that. He's just an engineer.
Word.
Right? But if you have somebody sitting there and you telling the vocal performer, hey, listen, that wasn't cool. Let's try this again. You're really not fitting how it sounds. You know, maybe they get there. I like that first part. You know, let's punch in. You know what I mean? Like if you start conducting the session a little bit more, you're leaning more towards producing. You know, and that's like a lot of people are not giving credit where credit is due. Like there's a lot of beat makers out there. Let's set the difference apart real quick.
Somebody who just makes
There's
beats.
beat makers everywhere. Everyone got a website, and that goes with the engineering too. Like you could go online and like people will mix your stuff for $2.
Yeah.
Or for free. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's kind of disappointing now because like I was in the phase where like when you talk about a couple $1,000s for a song for somebody, like they don't even flinch.
Word.
You know what I mean? Now even the labels, like it's tough. Like I gotta ask for like $2,500 to mix a song.
And this is like
a major label.
The majors.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I'm a really good mix engineer and tracking engineer, but like there's guys that's light years ahead of me in the industry that's been there for 40 years already.
Why don't you break down who are some of the people that you work with in the studio? Why don't you break that down?
Oh, sure.
So they know you official.
Okay. Yeah, just recently one of the coolest ones that I did 4 joints for Wale's mixtape. which I do not. Sometimes I don't even keep up with this stuff. I do not know if it came out or not. One of the songs I remember that we did was he did like a remix, Ty Dolla Sign. You bitches in the club. That one. It was dope. Wale's cool. Like I kicked it with a lot of people. Say he's kind of weird, like socially, but he seemed cool to me. Like he just seemed like a pot smoking, rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Regular dude. Now, real quick too, because you spoke a little bit on the real to real. That these dudes don't even know what that is nowadays. But I'm saying, for those that do, there was no schools back in the day for this.
Yeah, there was a few.
There was schools.
There was schools.
I mean, most of the time people were self-taught or
Well, it was kind of like you had to graduate a little bit through like. Nowadays, everyone gets out of school and like all of a sudden their Twitter says like professional mixing, and you know what I'm saying. And it's like no one gave you that title. You're just putting it there.
But are the schools doing it the right way?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, now it's cookie cutter. It's they're manufacturing. Like, yo, it's weird. This shit is tricky. Mm-hmm. Like, even when I went to school in like '99, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, which was cool because I went to school when they were still teaching that stuff, but it was right on the cusp of when it transferred over. So like, I kind of think I was in a lucky period, kind of. But even then, like, I went to school with like 40 kids. Like in my class, I did the accelerator program. It was done in 6 months, but it was like 10 hours of school a day. You know what I mean? I think I'm the only one that does it for a living out of everybody I went to school with. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even within 2 years, like maybe 10 of us actually went and did something or made it to a studio for an internship or whatever. And they're all gone. They're all toast. They got smoked by the industry. So even then, it was like the ratio of who they could put into places wasn't even really that good. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's like 25%.
Yeah. Now, like, being an engineer, these guys don't want to pay. Break down how important it is to have yourself a good engineer.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let me actually put it this way. It's not the way the industry is going. I don't even know how I feel about it right now. You know what I mean? Like that actual question. Like that's kind of why I'm transferring over into the songwriting and trying to do more of the production, because that's the only place that the money is really at right now. Like for a long time, mixing, engineering, mastering, recording, like being a tracking engineer and actually vocal producing people. And I get a lot of vocal production credits and co-production credits too because of what I do when I'm with people in the studio. But it's like I keep my value. I had to lower the value a little bit when you deal with independents. Like different people get different prices. It's always like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because what are you asking for? Like you can't expect to pay the same price for some dude that has never had even one song on the radio versus somebody that averages like 20 on the radio a year. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can't say I want 93 gas, but I want to pay 87 price. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work. But I try to stick to my price. I turn down a lot of people, or certain people get like an email back from me telling them what my prices are, and then I just never hear from them again or whatever.
That's
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You gotta stick to your price, and that's like to all the hoe ass engineers and hoe ass producers out there. I get what you're doing because I'm not bashing it totally, because everything's switched. You know what I mean? So now it's like you can expose yourself on the internet for free. And if you do it enough and enough people like you, then all of a sudden you're on. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, I feel like you cheapen yourself.
But that's what I'm going to say now. Are artists not taking themselves serious enough, letting them boys record, going in these studios in
absolutely,
their room?
Absolutely. But the thing is like there's like a myth that like that worked somewhere somehow. You know what I'm saying? But like,
back in like '69,
like if there's 100 records that hit the radio, none of them were recorded like that. Like if there's 1,000 records that hit the radio, maybe one of them was. You know what I mean? But it was done in a way that like, okay, one of the bigger records that I did, because to me, it matters about radio play. So so Flex dropped bombs on this song. So it was the JR and the Lloyd Banks joint. Right? There you go. Except
JR Ryder.
Flex will do it like 17 more times, which was cool. Yo, the only time that it didn't annoy me was when it was on a song. was on a song that I had something to do with. I was like, yo, do it one more time. I got more people to call.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that shit was funny as hell to me.
That's
I
great.
was switched all of a sudden.
Damn.
But that joint right there was actually recorded like on inboxes. But the difference was that somebody like me
got on it.
Was the one that was doing it.
Word.
And like that's the point is yes, you can actually record stuff on an inbox in a room with no booth, you know what I'm saying, and get it on the radio as long as you're paying the dude that knows how to do that to do it. You know what I mean? Like you can't. It's like it's like sending an amateur into the labyrinth. You know what I'm saying? Like with no map. Then you got the experienced pioneer who's been through there before, has the map, knows how to do it. You know what I mean? But you gotta pay that.
Sam.
You gotta pay that guy. You know?
He's a doctor.
And it's not that much. Like if you go on the website, like for the online mixing and the recording stuff that I have on there, like granted for the online mixing, it's not in studio.
Word.
You're loading your stuff up on the WeTransfer, and I'm doing it at my crib. You know what I'm saying?
Word,
like,
word.
In the comfort of my
so
own.
you're actually setting up a website for artists to send you records to mix.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get and the thing is that, and by the way, drsoundmix.com is fully operational. Go to it right now. It's been up since 4/20.
Yes.
I like that date.
Yes.
I was in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado.
Man. Shout out to Verbal, man.
Yeah, shout out to Verbal. Shout out to all the Valley Boys, Dramatic, Murder Baby,
the homies.
Chi, Tamil Testarossa.
My homies.
July will be home soon. I don't know if anybody knows that. Shout out to July.
Is it a date?
Yeah, there's no specific date, but you know it'll be soon. You know once cats
straight to the lab.
Once they hit the halfway house, and you know. What I mean?
Yeah. I know the whole thing.
15 minutes of fame.